How many interviews you do a week, Chef? Like 20?
Less than that. I'm
Just a
almost
little bit
retired now.
You have the same stories, you know? You just keep saying it. Yeah. Ready to go? All right. Welcome to the Diaries Master Sushi Chef podcast. This is our first podcast starting out. Chef Michael, we are in this amazing location. Thank you so much for having us, Chef.
Pleasure, Michael. I mean, you're welcome here in the lounge. Next to us, you have the Omakase behind the club. It was a very beautiful opening last week, so I'm grateful to receive you here in our lounge.
Absolutely. I mean, those are tornado. Last time I came to see the lounge, it was, I don't even think floors were in. And in 2 weeks, this amazing, beautiful location came about right in time for Art Basel, too.
That's correct.
Couple extra gray hairs for you, Chef.
I mean, look, I'm getting close.
I'm with you. So, I mean, it's pretty amazing. You have such an amazing resume. It really, honestly, drew me to work with the RDG group and with what you're doing at Ava in Orlando, and now sitting here in the newly minted MM Lounge in Mila. I mean, tell us a little bit about where you came from and what brought you down to Miami. I mean, pretty amazing story, guys.
So yeah, but basically I'm born and raised in south of France, in Cannes, so the film festival. My father is Greek, my mother is Dutch, so I've been traveling everywhere in the world, with my parents. At the age of 14 years old, I decided to be a chef. Why like this? Because I grew up next to my Greek grandma and Dutch grandma, who were unbelievable chefs at home. So there was always many people around the table, sharing dishes, different kind of specialties. So I enter a palace at 14 years old in south of France.
So no one in the professional cooking.
Not really.
No, you're the first.
No. Yeah, I'm the first one. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, Ritz-Carlton in Cannes, which is iconic place. There was a restaurant called La Belle Otero, 2 Michelin stars. So I was a trainee.
Yeah.
At 14 years old, so I mean, everybody was like, "Oh wow, what this little young guy walking in this kitchen?" Big brigade, about 40 to 50 cooks.
50 cooks.
I mean, pressure, but I mean, the environment that I really like. I mean, the elite, discipline.
Yeah.
I really wanted to be a Michelin star chef.
Yeah. So right off the gates, you're going for Michelin star. You had the clear vision.
The clear vision.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
30 years old, I wanted to be a 3 Michelin star chef. So yeah. So I did l'Oasis, 2 Michelin star, and Mandelieu and Napoule. I did the Martinez, which was the Grand Hyatt Group.
Right.
Also La Palme d'Or, 2 Michelin star restaurant. Then I finished in south of France, there was only the 3 Michelin star, which was Alain Ducasse, Le Louis XV.
Yes,
so,
yeah.
I was 18 or 19 years old when I reached Le Louis XV. So I spent 4 years and a half with Alain Ducasse.
So how long was so that age group right now? Where are you age-wise?
I'm 40 years old.
I mean, in regards to like back then. So 13, you spent a couple years in all these restaurants.
Yes.
What was it intimidating at first?
I mean, not really, because I was a hard worker, and I wanted to absorb any culinary art that the chef can share with me. That time it was really difficult to get recipes. I remember the chef still tell me, "Oh, you can go out," and he was finalizing the recipe.
No.
So they were not sharing.
No text messaging, no Instagram videos, nothing like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
So I spent quite a long time in south of France, and after I discovered that I could have a long career outside of France. So I had couple of months in US. It was back in 2010 for a private family, Greek owner, ship owner, sorry. Then Alain Ducasse called me back in 2011 for a restaurant called Spoon by Alain Ducasse.
Where was this one at?
Hong Kong.
Oh, Hong Kong.
Yeah,
so this is the first going to Asia.
The first time.
Never been to Asia before.
Never.
Wow.
Never. So I had this picture. This cuisine, the dim sum, the wok. The different techniques. And I was very integrated by all the techniques. So 2011, Ducasse gave me the chance. So the goal was to get second Michelin star for the restaurant.
Right.
And we did it in 8 months. So,
8 months.
yeah. So yeah, Ducasse was very happy. And then I met my mentor, my ex-mentor, Joel Robuchon.
Absolutely.
Who gave me the chance to enter L'Atelier in 2014 and get the third Michelin star for him in Hong Kong.
And then in Hong Kong. But then you've how long was your tenure with Robuchon, chef?
A total of 12 years.
12 years. 12 years.
Yeah, 12
how,
years.
How many restaurants? How many Michelin
So
stars?
total of 3 restaurants. So Hong Kong was 3. Then Singapore was 5 Michelin stars. That was the first time that I received 5 Michelin stars.
Wow,
3 and 2.
3 and
for
2,
Robuchon.
yeah.
So that was, the pinnacle of my career.
Yeah.
2016. First Michelin guides of South Asia. And then he gave me the big boat, the flagship, which was Tokyo. 7 Michelin star for 3 concepts. So
wow.
7, 12, 15 Michelin star for my last 12 years in Asia. So I spent 4 years in Tokyo, 4 years in Singapore, and almost 4 years in Hong Kong.
Wow. For me, just getting 1 Michelin star, the stress level is high. We never expected it. It's just so incredible to see being able to create still within the vision of Robuchon, but still in having your own voice. Where did you when in your career did you feel like you're really creating you're still creating Robuchon food or your mentor's food, but when did you really feel like you were creating the your food?
When I reached RDG Group, basically,
Right.
because I had this 12 past years of Asian twist, about
Right.
it was a combination of French and Japanese cuisine, or Singaporean or Hong Kong. L'Atelier is part of, using the local products,
Absolutely.
So when I reached Florida for the first time, almost a bit more than a year ago, definitely I could match and expand my culinary art, via developing all those concepts that we're opening right now.
Just a encyclopedia, just a book of all the things that you've had. Just in you had it in the back of your wheelhouse, and now you get.
I was
to,
getting ready, waiting for this time, to just release. I have a strong root of Mediterranean cuisine,
right?
The Greek side, let's say. So Orlando Winter Park was one of the first menu that they developed via the Mila Group.
Yes,
who turned
absolutely.
RDG, Riviera Dining Group,
Yeah.
and last week, the Omakase, So definitely
So much going on.
Yeah.
And three more concepts to go just in this year, correct?
Exactly. Next year.
But let's go back to your time in Asia, because I think it's such an interesting time. You were in Hong Kong, you were in Tokyo, you were in Singapore as well. Any favorite from the past of those 3? And you spent about 4 years at each one?
Difficult to say a favorite, because every country has its own roots,
right,
regarding the culinary aspect that they can provide. I really like Hong Kong because about Shalom Bao, the wok hei, Singapore was the spices. I learned a lot about the spices.
Very multicultural there as well.
Yes. It's a melting pot about different
Malaysian and Singaporean,
Indian. I learned a lot about the spices. Malaysia's about the peppers, and the favorite will be definitely the Japan, because the level of quality of ingredients is it's a picture,
Right.
You cannot have this quality nowhere in the world. I feel.
Japan has that, and something that I revere too. After spending time, Robuchon had so many influences of Japanese cuisine in its food, from when my time was there as well, and the similar people that we know and mentors throughout those years. But Japanese just has that singular focus to it, where if you're doing sushi, you're not doing anything except sushi for your whole life, and just finding those little kaizen, little details that really make you stand out. And even though it's maybe 3 items, right? Fish, rice, and wasabi, but it's finding those little details. So I'm sure that's played hugely in your career and what you're doing now.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I had to really step back with the French cuisine that I was offering to the guests over there.
Sure.
But I spent a lot of time in the markets, visiting some local farmers. The seafood variety that they have in Japan, I mean, is quite, I mean, super large.
Right.
A lot of
right.
seasons also compared to Europe. 52 seasons, micro seasons.
Micro seasons.
So, I mean, for a chef, it's, you know, you get an infinity variety of products that you can play all the year round.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. A little different here in Orlando or in Miami and Florida in general. It's like we have hot season and then we have a very short winter. So it's trying to find kind of taking people to a time and place with the cuisine so that they feel seasonality as we cook throughout the year, throughout the season.
It's changing. I think it's, I mean, I experienced this in Singapore when there was no Michelin guide.
Right.
We know that, I mean, the Michelin guide came here in Florida. So, I mean, it will be definitely the next level of cuisine offering here in Florida, in whole Florida. So it will be, I mean, the destination to experience cuisine and, I mean, master chef, Michelin star chefs, and I mean, a lot of concepts. I think
it's
is
going to
coming
start
up.
to bring all of those talents into town. So everyone's got to step up. But chef, so now fast forward, you've landed here in the States. You're with RDG Group, and you've taken over this. I mean, just gorgeous space upstairs, Mila. So how was that transition for you coming here and seeing the food culinary scene here?
So how was it? I mean, I arrived around early November last year. So it was also starting in the high season.
Yeah.
My
and
first
the tail end of COVID too, right?
Yes,
like
also, yes.
Started to get ramping back up.
Well, I mean, Miami didn't really have a COVID, I think. That's my
Luckily,
experience.
yeah.
What I feel coming from Asia, where everybody wear masks, you
Lockdown.
know, and I mean, it was locked down. Last order was 8 p.m. I mean, Miami was surfing quite nicely, I think, with the COVID. I mean, but still, I mean, it was high volume. Let's say 450 cover every night.
Yeah.
So I could
coming from 3 Michelin star, maybe you're doing 80 covers a night, and now the 400.
Maybe
and
less, maybe less than that. Yeah. My goal was 40 cover every night. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Wow.
For each restaurant. So,
Wow.
I mean, yeah, we were quite in in the details.
Right.
Let's say trolleys and I mean bottle decanted. I mean,
of course,
I mean,
you get to take your time with the gas.
Everything.
You know, you still get that here, but you're adding another zero to the end at 400. How did you find that balance to still do the food you love, the food that you're passionate, and then still be able to push the volume that you doing now?
Number one, it was to meet with the team and to see that also how motivate the people were also here, knowing that I mean I was joining the restaurant.
Yeah.
So getting along with the team, listen to them also. How can we develop new projects, new menus together? So we released a omakase menu last year also that is selling very well. So people are experienced about 10 to 12 courses that
upstairs.
Upstairs.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. So also, I mean, Mila has changed from the beginning, from the 3 years of the time we opened.
Right.
So and also there's new plating coming all the time. So seasonal selection from our chef, some little. Not micro season, but I think also we're offering something special all the time. So we are listening to the guests, what they want also.
Yeah, I think that's hugely important. So many chefs get a little bit, this is my vision on the plate, you like it or you don't. I don't feel like, at our restaurant we had this saying, we say ego is a dream killer, right? Because once you start feeding that ego, you forget about everyone else around you, and it's just so focused on that you miss so much. How did that play into coming here, just being able, I'm sure just, saying, hey, the guest comes first, right?
Always. I mean, guest is here to experience something wonderful.
Right.
If they want a salad or just a bowl of simple vegetables, grilled vegetables, we're here to provide it. And
absolutely.
I mean, that's the challenge for the chef.
Right.
To make it beautiful, and how the guest will be satisfied to see, wow, there's someone back in the kitchen who can operate this and say, I will just come back to have this vegetarian or vegan dish. Or I mean, that's what is important.
I think that's the best compliment to chef, when you can do something off the cuff and you can do something very you know, in the moment, and they just really respond so well to it. Yeah. So
What I like is, I mean, is the guest contact. You know, I always like to come out from the kitchen, meet the people, listen
Yeah.
to them feedback, and also
put
I'm
a
pushing.
face to the plate.
It's very
of
important.
course.
That's what is.
Yeah.
I mean, our motto today is
Yeah.
to meet the guests and to listen to the guests, and I mean, familiarize with new people. You know, and
Yeah, I
always,
love
I
it.
mean, and the chef team, the culinary team is also here to look how it's a different
Absolutely.
way to approach the customers. You know.
Yeah, it's a different way of leading the team now. I mean, you came from
It changed.
you come from the Robuchon. You know, it's very militant. You know, when you're going after 2 stars, 3 stars, there's that level of intensity. And I think there could be intensity without the emotional kind of rigidness. And I never ever see you. You are so calm in the kitchen. I'm like. I'm a little bit like I can't believe this, and the pressure of like even opening this in 2 weeks. Where do you see leading teams, culinary teams, and like where is it going for chefs in the future for hospitality?
I mean, for hospitality, I mean, it's a complicated question, but I mean, stay humble, I think,
Yeah.
for the chef. You know, you're a mentor, you're an example for the society.
Absolutely.
So again, it's the main goal, what also my ex-mentor left me, it's a transition, what we have learned. This is very important that we still take the time to teach the younger generation what is the base of the culinary. You know, like Auguste Escoffier, Antoine de Carême,
Yeah.
all those books that, yes, we have phone, we have media right now, but I mean, again, the base is really important. So for the young
Absolutely.
generation, it's important that we transmit what we have learned with our
Right.
past mentor and continue to excel in our industries, to provide, new techniques, new dishes. I mean,
Right.
has to be look beautiful, but also taste wonderful. So
Yeah.
it's a memory that we need to transmit
Yeah.
inside the plate. A beautiful visual, but I mean, taste is really the thing what is important
Yeah.
today.
Taste, sourcing great products, not doing too much to it.
Not too much. Yeah.
No, and chef. And now after Mila, we're here in the lounge. So I want to touch a little bit. I mean, we're looking over this beautiful 10-seat omakase. We've got amazing chefs. I'm going to be doing a dinner with you and Chef Reggie tomorrow. I'm super excited to cook in this kitchen. Tell us a little bit about I think Miami's omakase scene just blew up, and everyone has a different little flavor. What makes them unique? You being here in South Beach, what's going to make Mila Omakase stand out from every other omakase restaurant, or what is the vision for what you're doing here for the next year?
Okay, so basically, I mean, we hired this beautiful chef called Reggie. I mean, again, he's excelling in this little counter. It's only 10 seats.
Love it.
It's very exclusive. We're doing 2 sitting. You can see the sakura tree, our gong here to start the spiritual experience. We're working a lot with some fishermen in Tokyo directly. So some contact like around Tsukiji and Toyosu. Some farm in Fukuoka, Hokkaido, of course, what is one of the regions that I love in Japan. So here's how it is, I mean, every time the guest will come or cross those doors, there will be something new to offer to the guests. So it will be, it really depends about the identity of the chef. So Reggie will excel here every night. I mean, every night from Wednesday to Sunday.
Wednesday to Sunday.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think, and you let these chefs really give a voice out. I know Chef Reggie being Japanese and Filipino, we see a lot of Filipino influence in the cuisine. Again, me being Filipino, I think you got like the whole Filipino mafia coming.
I'm hire everybody.
So if you're Filipino, you gotta make your way over to meet Chef Michael. But adding that flavor, again, it's what makes it unique. It's really omakase is chef selection or what the chef thinks is best, and so of course we're going to be driving from our own memories of food. So I love to see that here. Yeah,
and we are very excited to have you. I mean, you cover already Orlando with the menu. So, and I mean, we have great feedbacks. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, thank you, chef.
I mean, we even use some of the recipes here, on the lounge. So, I mean, tomorrow will be something really, really special that we will offer to our
And if you guys don't know, I'm the culinary director for the Ava MM Lounge up in Orlando, and now here at the Mila. So I'm just excited just to even be part of this amazing growth and programs you're doing. And then, so Chef, what's in the future? I know you just opened this. I've never met anyone who can stand stand as still as you. Like, you are just on the go all the time. So I know that we've got a few projects from the group coming up here in Miami. So if you want to talk about that.
So yes, on March next year, we will open Casa Neos, which will be located in Miami River, 35,000 square feet. Boutique hotel, beach club.
When you say boutique hotel, that I mean how many suites?
It's only 4 suites.
I don't even know if that's boutique. That's something
very exclusive.
Four little boutique suites.
Yeah,
and that's it.
That's it.
On property.
Not more. To start, I mean, that's very exclusive.
Very amazing.
So you can dock your yacht on the Miami River, or we can pick you up with a taxi boat. You can spend the weekend with us.
Amazing.
The rooftop will be dedicated to North African cuisine, Moroccan cuisine.
Wonderful.
So the spices, something that I told you. I really love the spices.
Oh, so good. Yeah.
And the two other restaurants will be the Casa Neos restaurant. So
Casa
what
Neos,
will be a menu on Mediterranean cuisine.
Okay,
so
wonderful.
Reviewing all the Mediterranean Sea. After we will have in Brickles, Claudine. It's a French Mediterranean restaurant with an elevating offer, and will be the last one will be for next year, Coconut Grove, Ava flagship
Ava.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So this is Aegean Mediterranean cuisine. So the same one that we are operating in Orlando Winter Park.
Oh, so exciting. Chef, thank you for sitting down and hanging out with us.
My pleasure, Michael.
Can't wait to see everything going on and to cook with you tomorrow.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Let's do this.
Thanks again.
Thanks.
Awesome.